Lesson 2.2 Complementary and Supplementary Angles. We're going to start by talking about the definition of complementary angles. Two angles are complementary if and only if the sum of their measures is 90. So you're only allowed to have two, not three, not four, only two. Two angles are complementary if and only if the sum of their measures is 90. What does it look like in a proof? Well, you'll start with A and B, or some type of two angles being complementary. Then the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B added together are going to equal 90. And this reason is going to be definition of complementary. Let's switch gears to supplementary. Two angles are supplementary if and only if the sum of their measures is 180. So that's right, 180 degrees, causing you to have a straight line. Same idea, only allowed to have two, not three, not four, only two are allowed to cause to be supplementary. The shortcut in a proof like that would be A and B are supplementary, then angle, the measure of A plus the measure of B is equal to 180. Let's shift to the idea of finding the complement and supplement of the original angle. So the original angle is 46. You would do 90 minus 14, giving you the answer of 76. The complement to 57 is 90 minus 33 minus 57, giving you 33 for your answer. Next one is 90 minus 76 degrees, 14 minutes. Answer is 13 degrees, 46 minutes. And for x, if you follow that process, the complement is 90 minus x. This is something that we're going to be using over and over again, so it's important, so highlight it. The complement to the original angle is going to be 90 minus x. For supplement, if the original angle is 146, this time you would do 180 because you want the supplement minus 146, giving you 34. 92.5 this time, so 180 minus 92.5, giving you the answer of 87.5. 180 minus 16 degrees, 8 minutes, equaling an answer of 163 degrees and 52 minutes. And the same idea, if the original is x, supplement is 180 minus x. So this is the supplement to the original angle being x. The first three examples are dealing with our algebra skills and being able to write an expression using this idea of the complement and supplement that we just learned. So example 1 says the sum of an angle's complement and a supplement is 224. So you have to use your algebra skills and realize that the sum here means to add. An angle's complement, a complement we learned just above, is 90 minus x. We just learned that a supplement is 180 minus x. Is the equal sign, and then 224 is on the other side over here. So we need to create this expression. So we got the angle's complement, 90 minus x. We're going to add the supplement, which is 180 minus x. And we're going to set that equal to 224 because that's what's over on the other side. Simplify, so the 90 and the 180 give you 270. Negative x plus negative x is negative 2x, equaling 224 minus the 270 over. So you get negative 2x is equal to negative 46 divided by negative 2 x equals 23. It says find the angle. Well, x is always your original angle from above, so the original would be 23. Let's say they asked you to find the complement. If they asked you to find the complement, you would do 90 minus the 23, which would be 67. Or if they asked you maybe the supplement of the angle, if they asked you for the supplement would have been 180 minus the 23, which would have been 157. So you have to see what they were asking you for to at the end to make sure that you've solved that question correctly. Example number 2 says the measure of an angle is, well, here's the equal sign. The measure of an angle, if you don't know what it is, it's the original, so that's x, is 3 less than twice the measure of its supplement. Supplement is 180 minus x. You got twice that, so there's 2 of those, and then it's less than 3. So the twice supplement is bigger than the less than 3. So the less than 3 comes at the end. You have twice its supplement, 180 minus x. You're going to have to distribute. So that makes 360 minus 2x minus 3. So this side becomes x 357 minus 2x. Add the 2x over. 3x equals 357. Divide by 3. X equals 119. That's the original. It says, let's say, find the largest measure. Well, that's the original. The only thing we were talking about was the supplement, so you can find the supplement to 119, which is 61. So which one is larger? The original angle was larger at 119. You should have known that because it was already over 90 degrees, so then that would have been your answer. Number 3, the measure of the supplement of an angle is 4 times the measure of its complement. So the measure of the supplement of an angle, here's the equal sign is. So the measure of the supplement is 180 minus x is, there's your equal sign, 4, and then times the measure of its complement, which is 90 minus x. We need to solve this. So we have 180 minus x, and over here we do 360 minus 4x. Let's add the 4x this way. So we get 3x minus the 180 the opposite way. So we're left with 180. So then x, when you divide by 3, x equals 60. It says find 40% of the measure of the supplement. Well, the original is 60. So the supplement to 60 equals 120. And we only want 40% of that. So we're going to take the supplement, we're going to multiply it by 0.4 because that's 40%. And the final answer is 48. We're now going to switch gears to this idea of adjacent. Two angles are adjacent if and only if they have these 3 common things. They have a common side, their interiors do not overlap, so they do not overlap, and they lie in the same plane. So that means they basically are on the same piece of paper or on the board, in the book, whatever. So they have a common side, so here's a common side, they're not overlapping, and they're on the same plane. So these 2 angles, let's call them 1 and 2, would be adjacent because they're right next to each other. That's basically it, not right next to each other, not overlapping. Here's one of our theorems. If the exterior sides of 2 adjacent angles form a right angle, then those angles are complementary. What we're saying is if, the shortcut is if 2 adjacent angles form a right angle, then those angles are complementary. Well, what does that look like in our proof? Well, let's make the proof before we can do that. So we know ABD is a right angle. We're trying to prove that 1 and 2 are complementary. So this ABD is a right angle. So what does that mean? That means that angle 1 and 2 have to add to equal our 90 degrees. And if something adds the equal, if 2 angles add to equal 90 degrees, they're going to be complementary. So, but we need to do that addition to be able to add those up. So we have to say C is in the interior of angle ABD, underline it because we assume it's given, arrow out. We have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle ABD. We know that angle ABD is a right angle. We need to substitute it in so we can say, okay, angle ABD equals 90. And from the front side, we can bracket these two together and substitute this in for here. And we can say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to 90. And if something equals 90, if the two things add to equal 90, we learned on the front side that the two have to be complementary. Our four reasons. Reason 1 was angle addition. Reason 2 was right here. That's definition of right angle. Reason 3 was substitution. Angle 4 is your definition of complement, which we learned on the front side. So there's your proof that the two adjacent angles added together, form the right angle. Let's take that same idea and look at the straight angle. If two exterior sides of two adjacent angles form a straight angle, then the two angles are supplementary. So instead of, they're forming a straight angle instead of a right angle, they're going to be supplementary. So what does it look like? It's in our proof we can use if two adjacent angles form a straight angle, then they're going to be supplementary. So let's do this proof. It's very similar to the one above, so we'll still have to do that addition idea. So we got is interior to angle ABC, underline it. We know that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle ABC. And we were given that angle ABC is a straight angle. Underline it, given. So what does that mean? That means angle ABC is equal to 180. Let's use our substitution method like we did above. So that means the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to 180. And from the front side, we know that 1 and 2 are supplementary. Very similar to the proof above. So the first one was angle addition. The second one, we got definition of straight angle. Third one, we used our substitution method. And fourth, we ended with definition of supplementary. Now for one of the proofs using the new idea that we just had. So let's look at it. We know we're given that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. We want to prove that 1 and 3 are going to be supplementary. Okay, that means those two are going to add to be 180. Well, we can look at it and be like, wait a second. Right now, 2 and 3 are adjacent, so those two are supplementary. And if 1 is equal to 2, we can plug in 1 for 2, and then 1 and 3 will be supplementary. So now what does that proof look like? We're going to use that idea of the adjacent. So we can assume in our proof that angle 2 and angle 3 are adjacent. Underline it because they're right next to each other. You can look at something, you can assume that it's adjacent. We also know that ABC is a straight angle. So if something is adjacent and forming a straight angle, you know from above that they are going to be supplementary. What does it mean to be supplementary? That means that the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180. And what else did we know? We knew that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, which means that angle 1 equals angle 2. Why don't we substitute in? So now we can say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180. And then we can finish that 1 and 3 are supplementary, and we have our proof like we wanted to. What are the reasons? Reason 1 was if two adjacent angles form a straight, then supplementary. Number 2 was definition of supplementary. 3 is definition of congruent. 4, substitution. And 5, once again, definition of supplement. So you can see here there's a lot of ideas going around in this topic being complementary and supplementary, especially with this new idea of proof. So use these proofs, use this new idea right here in your proofs, and start, mimicking and utilizing what you have to write your own. Please, try it in your homework and do not leave anything blank.